Hey guys, welcome back to The Poor Investor. Today I have a couple of things that I had lined up and I wanted to discuss a little bit. I'm not going to be creating a whole big video on this. I just want to touch base on a couple of things that bothered me a little bit, and it had to do with Coinbase. So stay with me on this one. So I did a couple of things today. I ended up buying another couple $100 into Sheep. I did buy some yesterday, and I bought another and some Bitcoin yesterday as well. But today I just decided, I was at the bank. I was getting my money out for my closing, which is going to be happening at the end of this week. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of bored. Let me just buy another $100 of Sheep. So I did that. I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi. I was actually on the cellular service of my phone. And for some strange reason, when I got back into my desk, I sat down and I tried to log back into my Coinbase, and it said that I was logged out entirely, meaning it didn't even remember me. I usually have my PIN that I would enter to get back in. None of it. I had to log back in entirely, and then they said that I'm gonna send an email, or they're gonna send the email. Please verify that it's you're accessing it. So I went to my email and looked at it. At first I didn't click on it. But then I was like, because it showed the IP address, and I double checked. I made sure I went to like IP check and verified my IP on my phone was the same IP that was coming from what was told in the email. So I looked at it, all right, it matched. So I was like, okay, accept this one, meaning I pretty much validated that that connection is legit. It came from me on my phone accessing my Coinbase account, which is, I thought it was pretty weird that that happened to me. I've never had that happen. It was just so out of like nowhere, which threw me off. And then on top of that, then when I finally logged into the Coinbase, my account that was associated for funds was unlinked, which I still have not linked back yet. So I'm curious to see that day when I actually have to make a purchase on it, if it's gonna pull from it or not. And if it doesn't, then fine, I'll link it back, I'll go through the process. But I just found it really weird. I don't know if Coinbase pushed an update out that I didn't know about, but I would have seen it if I was constantly on my phone the whole time I was waiting at the bank. So I would have probably seen it or noticed that Coinbase updated. So guys, if you know anything about that, please let me know, because that threw me entirely off and kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I have a lot of funds in there as well. I mean, not a lot, but more, nothing I would choose to lose. I would rather lose my account funds based on the fact that these coins drop to nothing, opposed to it being stolen from me. All right, that's just the way I look at it. Couple things I wanted to mention today, which was pretty interesting in the crypto world. Let me pull you guys over to the screen. India plans to ban crypto as payment method but regulate an asset. And I read this article from CoinDesk. One thing that stood out the most for me was the issue of advertising has triggered a big debate, with some thinking that ads mislead youth, which is pretty interesting. I mean, that's pretty common, right? That's the whole reason they got rid of cigarette ads and all these, like, things that are catered for adults, and they didn't want children to see it, nothing colorful, this and that, which is cool. It doesn't seem like India is planning to ban the entire crypto market. It's just they're trying to regulate it. How they're regulating it, I have no idea. Which leads me to another thing, which is even more interesting, the fact that India is planning to do that, but in the United States it's total opposite. In the United States, they are planning to rename the Staples Center for crypto, meaning crypto.com is, they're gonna rename it. They basically bought crypto.com. I believe bought over the rights to the stadium naming. It's gonna be called crypto.com no more. I mean, it's gonna be called crypto.com, no longer Staples, the Staples Center, which it has been for a very long time. And a lot of people were still saying that, they will still reference the Staples Center as the Staples Center, because, and I looked on Reddit, was a lot of interesting people, how there's two sides to the story. Some were like, to the moon rocket. So that actually brought the price up of crypto.com skyrocketing today. As you can see here, from 1116 to 1117, it just, they're buying into the rumor. They're buying into the rumor. Watch. Truly believe within a matter of days, someone's going to sell the news, or as soon as the Staples Center becomes crypto.com, meaning once they officially change the name or they tear down the sign, whatever, that day is when you're going to make shit tons of money. All right, that's just my take on it. I have been studying a lot on the crypto trading aspect of it, and I believe this will be, you know, you hear the news, it's where it would put the attention on something. That's when you make a move. A lot of these people are just like sniping these kind of trends or these news or the rumors. Now this is, of course, is going to be a legitimate change. Buy into it now. They're hyping up the coin, which is amazing because it shot up, you know, 23% in a single day. Let's see what it looks like on a 7-day. Wow, it's like it's an all-time high so far that it reached on the today on the 17th, because that news just literally came out today. So watch these guys as they're pumping. It's gonna be sold off so fast, and there's gonna be instant millionaires on this. That's just my take on it. That was 3 things I wanted to talk about. My Coinbase, and if that's happened to you on your phone, look at the sticker I have. Sheep. I actually bought more sheep today. I did mention that, right? Yeah, I did. Let me know if that has ever happened to you on your Coinbase app on your phone, where it logged you out entirely and you had to go through the whole process to validate yourself through the email and say, yes, that's me. Because that's the first time happening to me, and that kind of freaked me out. And I was like, oh shit, let me log back in really quick to see that my money is still there, which kind of sucks now, right? It makes me think, like, what should I do with all these funds in one place? I mean, I do have a spread across, but as each one of these places keeps on accumulating, there's a lot of money that I'm, you know, obviously reluctant to lose, and no one wants to lose any money at all, even if you were down $1, right? So let me know what you guys do as far as what you store on exchanges or even Coinbase. How do you keep everything there? Do you take out? Do you bring it back? Because obviously if you sell it, you're no longer vested in that particular crypto. So what do you do? Do you offload it to a cold wallet? You know, obviously you have Bitcoin, but what about everything else? You know, what about everything else? And then the other thing was India putting a ban on crypto advertisements, but they're not getting rid of crypto entirely. That story probably will develop deeper as we go on. It'll be interesting if they took the same stand as China, which, wow, that would knock out a whole industry, a whole community of people that currently are invested in it. So I don't know how that will work. Of course, I'm pretty sure people in China are trying, like, you know, still vested in crypto. It's just that they can't mine it. And of course, the Staples Center turning into crypto.com, which is pretty interesting for a stadium. And then, hey, where are you going tonight to the, you know, for the concert? Crypto.com, you know, which is like such an odd name to name a state. I guess whatever it is. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.